Hey guys, this is Shane and welcome to my Curator of the Lost channel. Today, I'm going to talk about a subject that I get asked about a lot, and that is, how do I decide where to send a book, eBay or Amazon? And, my answer to that, or my opinion on that, is obviously going to be weighted with my experience and what works for me and my stores and what the time I can put in on book selling. But I'm going to offer it as perspective, and I'm going to show you examples of, I've got 4 books here that two are going to eBay, 2 are going to Amazon, and give you my reasoning on those. So before I jump in, I want to say thank you. Thanks for the channel support. For long-time viewers, new viewers, thanks for watching the comments, and I look forward to your perspective on this as well. So before I kind of show you the examples, I'm gonna give you some background from my perspective. I'm fundamentally, I've been an eBay seller since 1999, and I'm more comfortable with eBay. And truth be told, if I had to pick, I would pick eBay just for me. But a couple of years ago, I started selling on Amazon as a second sales channel. And everything I'm going to say is going to be for Amazon with FBA, fulfilled by Amazon. That's where I put the books in my inventory, put them in one big box. I send them to Amazon. They've got labels on them. Amazon handles shipping, customer service, all that. The other thing I could do is merchant fulfilled, where I just kind of keep them on my shelf and I fulfill the orders through the shipping. But for me and where I'm at in my life right now, that's what I do with eBay, right? It's merchant fulfilled. I fulfill it. Things are on my shelf. I get an order. I have a certain number of days to box those suckers and get them out. And I didn't want to have to do that with Amazon as well. I needed, for where I'm at and all my other things going on in my life, I wanted a sales channel where I could send them in as I had them, and then let them handle that and, handle the shipping. And it's worked for me. Now, some of the things that I don't like about Amazon are because I sell on their FBA, right? In the last, year and a half, they've really gotten more draconian on their aging inventory and things like that, which make it, sometimes you have to call books, or you definitely have to keep them, keep the pricing going good. It's not really good for long setters. But truth be told, Amazon is great for, there's so many people that shop books on Amazon, and there's circumstances where Amazon can command a better price. But fundamentally, I do like eBay better. The system is not as complicated. If I want to take the risk on a long setter, it's easy because it's on my shelf. I have more control of what I list and how I do it, it feels like. So there's pros and cons, but and that's really not what the purpose of this video is. It's really more toward why I would send a book one way or another and what makes that decision. But that previous discussion gives you some background of where I'm coming from. So ultimately for me, when I look at a book, the first thing I look at is if it's a newer book with a barcode, a UPC code, then it has a shot of going to Amazon or eBay. If it's a collectible book or a book that doesn't have a UPC code, it's probably going to go to eBay. Rare circumstance it would go, for me, it would go to Amazon. So that's the first thing. If it's a collectible, if there's something special about it, like it's signed or inscribed by the author, if it's more of a vintage, or even if it's not vintage, well, it's vintage anymore if it's pre-UPC, right? That's like 1970, 72, something like that. If it's something that just doesn't have a UPC code, then most of the time I'll just put it on eBay. See, not that I can't put it on Amazon. That's just kind of, I'm probably leaning toward eBay. The next thing I look at, it's two items. The first is price. What can I make on this book? And then closely followed by that is how fast will it sell? Is it an easy sell on one platform or the other? And those two things sometimes go together, sometimes they don't. But those are kind of the two thought processes that I use. Where can I get the better price, make the most profit after fees, right? I guess that's the better way to say it. Instead of better price, it's the better profit. And how fast will it flip, right? So let me just show you some examples, just to kind of illustrate this. I had mentioned this book when I did the Death Pile video back, 6 weeks ago or so, and I've decided I'm going to send it in to Amazon. And it's this electric motor repair book, 3rd edition. And you can say, see, I paid $6 for this. I'll take that off. But here's the statistics on this book. I got me a little cheat sheet here. I'm a little post-it. I see this on eBay, and it's selling, around $70 to $80 on eBay, this edition. On Amazon, the cheapest price is $120. And fulfilled by Amazon, it's like $400. So I feel like I can send this in as a fulfilled by Amazon, and I can, set the price, since merchant fulfilled on a used book like this is $120, and there's an FBA for $400. I think I could sell this for $200, $250, maybe even more. That's where I would start on FBA. See what happens. Even if I have to take it down for FBA, even if I go down to $150, I'm going to make more profit off this on Amazon than I will eBay. So this is a big indication of why I would do that. The other little things, I see on Amazon, this thing has an e-score of like 14 or 15 off Scout IQ, which means on Amazon it's selling maybe every couple of weeks, every somewhere 10 to 14 days, it's one of these are selling. So this is a clear reason, driven by price. Now, it does have a UPC code on the back. Given my price, I could feel like I can make, for the same thing, for this effort, I can probably make at least $30 or $40 more on this selling it on Amazon. That's why I want to send it to Amazon. All right, now here's an eBay example. Now, both of these are on, this next book I'm going to show you is on Amazon and eBay both. But this is it's a Marine Corps sniping Death from Afar. This is volume 1. And it's a military sniper history kind of book. This is, I think this is the 2nd edition of this. There's another edition. But to give you the background, on Amazon, this thing, the book listing on this is around 2 million. So it's a thin book on Amazon, right? And on Amazon, I see it's probably priced for used, even though this one is in almost like pristine condition. I still just sell it used, good condition. It's like $32. All right. On eBay now, what I see that's interesting is it's selling for like $49.99 all day long. There's multiple sales of this for $50 on eBay. And on this one, first off, there's no UPC code. This thing doesn't even have an ISBN number. So that makes it kind of hard, even though I can find it on Amazon by taking a photo of it. I do the photo search. But then the other kicker is it's inscribed by the author. So I can make more, I can sell this and make more profit on eBay. This one, I'm actually could sell at a higher price, and my eBay fees are a little lower than Amazon, maybe like 30% versus 45 to 50%. I can make more selling this on eBay, and I have this author inscription, so I might be able to even push my price up a little bit over 50. That's why this one's going to eBay. But when I look at it first, I'm like, let's just check them, right? Okay, here's one's kind of, this is a SAT math book. I don't know anything about it. Now I'm going to tell you something too on these. When some of these study books, study manuals, how-tos, it can be foreign language math. I can't tell you how many of these I've bought, and then I get them home and I'm like, crap, Shane, you shouldn't have bought this, because there will be like a section missing where somebody ripped it out, or they're so heavily used, like they're not, who would want to even, some psycho to put all the wrong answers in there. So when I look at these, I'm not saying that I wouldn't buy one if it had just a couple of pages worked, but I like to find these unused. This particular one was completely unused. Nothing in it. So that's just a side note on this kind of thing. Manuals, study guides, things like that. I just had one I threw away. I didn't notice it, and then I got toward the back half, and it had just ink stuff all in it where people work stuff in ink, and I'm like, whatever. All right, so eBay or Amazon. It's an easy one to check because there's a barcode. I can just look that up easy on both platforms. Now, on eBay, I'm only seeing this sell for 15 bucks. I only had 4 of these sold, and 3 of the ones sold had volume 1 and volume 2. The one that I had just volume 1 was only selling for 15 bucks. I contrast that with Amazon. Volume 1 is selling for 25 bucks on Amazon. But the other kicker is this thing on Scout IQ has an e-score of 151. It's just the way they take a 180-day period, they turn it into a score. So 151 is as high as they go. But that basically means this is selling every day. It's out of 180 days, it's selling at least 151 out of 180 of those days. So it's selling every day. Higher price, quick flip, going to Amazon. That's my thought process. All right, now here's another one. And this kind of goes into more of the collectible side. All right, I've talked about this guy before. It's easy to remember for me anyway. It should be, hopefully it's for you too. Just remember it. Gene Wolfe, but remember Wolf with an E. He wrote this Shadow of the Torturer series. The paperbacks for this book can bring $15 on eBay. This is a book club edition, hardback book club edition. I think around 1983. There's an early print that's 1983. You can do a little research. I'll show you this as another side. Sometimes in the back, when this is a book club edition, but you'll see this on some publishers, especially on book club editions. See if I can find it. Do you see that number right there? I think it says M47. That number that's right there. They're usually on some of the back pages. That's called a gutter code. If you've never experienced that, it's a gutter code. And you can go to the publisher, and Timescape, I don't know, they might be owned by Random House or Ballantine or, you know, one of the big ones. But in general, you can look, and sometimes on the book clubs, there's a code on the back of the jacket too. But you can look up that gutter code, and that letter number combination is like a year. It's just this random thing. It's a year and a month. So, but look, this thing there's a little tear on the cover. There's, you know, it's got a little, what I'd call soiling in book speak, you know, but in general, it's pretty flat. Maybe, you know, just a little discoloration on the leaf edges. It's not a perfect book, but there's no names inside it. So this is something, first off, I could find this on Amazon, but I didn't even have a comp for Amazon because it's too hard to figure out exactly which one it is. I don't want somebody to buy this and think it's a first edition. It's a book club edition. And this is something that's just really hard to list on Amazon for me. But other people that are Amazon experts might be all over this and say, heck, I know how to do that. I'm just telling you how I approach it. I'm not going to spend hours on this. However, this book sells for 50 to 85 bucks. Hardback book club edition, which is crazy. A lot of times book club editions, people are like poo-poo them. They're not as good as first editions, and that's generally true. But this one, whenever I see something from Gene Wolfe in the Shadow of the Torturer, I forget what the series is called. There's this is the first one in the series, I believe. There's I think it's the Book of the New Sun it's his new, what he calls New Sun. There's like the Reconciliator. He's got some really bizarre titles, but look for these. But this is an example that's an easy one for me to say. I'm sending it to eBay. I can get a good price. It's difficult to list on Amazon. It's difficult to say, you know, I don't want a collector, somebody. I've seen some that are much rattier than this bring 75 bucks. I think this is a solid $75 to $80 book. Anyway, that's why I would send it to eBay. So that's it. That's 4 quick examples of how I make choices. And it all boils down, really it boils down to profit potential and how fast it'll sell. If all things are equal and I can flip it quicker on Amazon, go that way. If I feel like it's easy to list and I've got a lot of comps and maybe it's a long sitter on Amazon, even for the same price, I keep it on eBay for long sitters, right? Because I don't want to get into that effort. It's been there for a few months. At Amazon, they start doing, you know, excessive inventory charges and all that. But ultimately, the first thing is it collectible, barcoded, and what's my profit potential? Then I look at ease of sale and how quick the flip is, go from there. That's it. It's other people Other people will say, hey, I do merchant fulfilled, and so I don't care. I'll just put everything on Amazon. And hey, if that works for you, that's good. But, you know, from my perspective, what works for me and how I do mine just gives you some ideas. So anyway, I hope you guys are having good luck finding stuff. My sourcing is really down right now. My honey holes are kind of, they seem to be dry right now. So maybe it's just a seasonal thing, but there's always ebb and flow. But regardless, remember, see cool, buy cool, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.